In the Gita, the God himself is telling Arjun to take refuge in that Supreme God, and for his attainment, advising him to go to those saints who are Tattvadarshi. Similarly, Allah is telling Hazrat Muhammad that there is some other complete God, and to attain him, look for those saints who are Tattvadarshi. Who is that Lord? To unravel all these mystical secrets, must listen the nectar words of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi, Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, based on the holy scriptures of all religions.
Now, here in Gita Ji chapter number 15, verses number 1 to 4, God himself has glorified his glory. Akshar Purush ek ped hai Niranjan Vakidar, which is called Akshar Purush Vakidar.
और तीनों देवा शाखा हैं ये पात रूप संसार.
Now in verse 4 of Gita Ji chapter number 15, it is said that after attaining that true spiritual knowledge, cut the entangled knot of ignorance with the weapon form true spiritual knowledge, that is by understanding. After that one should search for that supreme position of God, going where the seekers do not return to this world. That means their birth and death ends forever, and the God who has created all the universes should only be worshipped and not of others. The knowledge giver of Gita is advising here not to even worship him. Why is he saying? Because in Gita Ji chapter number 4 verses 5 and 9, in Gita chapter number 2 verse 12, in Gita chapter number 10 verse 2, he himself says that Arjun, you and I have had many births, you do not know, I know. With this, it is proved that the knowledge giver of Gita is also in birth and death. This is not complete salvation, nor can there be complete salvation from his practice, and he also dies. So the knowledge giver of Gita in chapter number 18 verse 62 says that Arjun, you go in refuge of that supreme God by whose grace you will attain supreme peace and the eternal supreme abode. If the creature is within birth and death cycle, there can be no peace even if he gets the position of Brahma, even if he attains position of Vishnu or position of Shiva. Small kings are not even worth comparing, as the soul is unhappy till the posts of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. That is why in Gita Ji chapter 7 verse 18, the knowledge giver of Gita says, all the devotees, seekers who understood the Vedas but by not getting enlightened saint have concluded themselves, considered Om Mantra to be the provider of salvation, believed Brahm to be the supreme power, considered him supreme God. Due to this mistake, these generous souls, noble souls, knowledgeable souls are, although good, are noble but remain stuck in my inferior worship. The knowledge giver of Gita says that my attainment means the attainment of Brahma, benefits obtained from Brahm, the chant of Om Mantra is of Brahma, and the benefits from Brahma, it is said, that is my attainment. The knowledge giver of Gita is speaking from within Sri Krishna, that this is inferior, is bad, is useless, because Arjun, birth and death will always remain for you and I. Virtuous souls. In verse 16 and 17 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, 3 men are mentioned, 3 gods. One is Akshar Purush. He is the Lord, owner of 21 universes. He is not the supreme God. Akshar Purush, who is called the trunk of the tree, is the Lord of 7 quadrillion universes. He is not the Supreme God. It has been said in verse 16 of Gita chapter 15 that Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush, these two gods are famous, and all souls in their worlds, and they themselves are perishable, and the soul of all is immortal. That is why it is immediately said in verse 17 of Gita Ji chapter 15 that Uttam Purushah tu anyah Paramatma adi udharte. Purushottam, the Supreme Lord, Supreme God, Eternal God is some other who is called the Supreme Soul. Paramatma means the Supreme Soul, and that is the Supreme Soul in whose refuge no living being is unhappy, only obtains happiness. But here, a lot have become gods, self-proclaimed gods. That is why God has been defined as He is called Supreme God, who is the superior, separate from Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush, and He only nurtures everyone by entering in the 3 worlds. He is the indestructible God. Virtuous souls. All of us used to say brother worship when we used to read in any scripture, in any sect, then all of them used to inspire to devotion of God. Human life is not obtained again and again. God should be worshipped. The main purpose of human birth is to do devotion. But we did not know which God we should worship. Which God shall we worship? It has been said in Gita Ji, chapter number 4, verse number 33 that Arjun, Gyan Yagya is superior to Dravyamaya Yagya. Dravyamaha Yagya is one which is done with money, like someone organizes community meals, performs Shraddh somewhere, or gets a community hall built somewhere, or builds a temple, opens an orphanage, or makes a well or water pot. So it is said here that blindly, without knowledge, the good deeds that you do, before doing that, you should know about it. That is, the yagya of knowledge is superior. Listen to the spiritual discourse of saints, and after understanding the knowledge, as the saints tell, as the scriptures allow, and as per the evidence in scriptures, do charity in the same way. Then only it is beneficial. Otherwise not. So virtuous souls, we will have to do our spiritual practice by making our scriptures as the base, and only then we will be successful. Otherwise, you must be remembering or reciting these mantras of God from any of the scriptures, reciting it again and again. You cannot attain salvation. You get other benefits, but those rewards are temporary and do not provide salvation, and with that, the purpose of human birth is not fulfilled. So first of all, we should listen to the knowledge that which should be worshipped, like the knowledge giver of Gita says, by all means you go in the shelter of that Tat Brahm. Tat Brahm means go to the shelter of that complete God. Go in the refuge of that God. The knowledge giver of Gita says in chapter 7, verse 29, that the knowledge which I am giving, that search for a Tattvadarshi saint and practice according to that enlightened saint, and after that, the one who takes shelter of this knowledge of mine, considering it to be complete, searches the enlightened saint, and then that person who understands the Tat Brahm and becomes acquainted with complete spiritual knowledge and with all the deeds, then they only try to become free from birth and death. Jara means the pain of old age, and Maran means death. They only try to become free from the pain of old age and birth and death. They know that Tat Brahm are familiar with complete spiritual knowledge and are also familiar with all deeds. So Arjun questioned the knowledge giver of Gita in Gita chapter 8, verse number 1. That Kim Tat Brahm, Kim Adhyatam, Kim Karam Cha Purushottam. Who is Tat Brahm? What is that Tat Brahm? And what is this spirituality? Give me the information of all these actions. The knowledge giver of Gita has answered in verse 3 of chapter 8 that he is Paramakshar Brahm, that Tat Brahm. As you just listened to the speech of respected Garib Das Sahib Ji, भजन करो उस रब का जो दाता है कुल सब का.
भजन करो उस रब का जो दाता है कुल सब का.
Worship the one who is the master of all, worship him. Remember him in chapter number 15 of Gita Ji, verse 16 and 17. Three gods have been told. Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush are told to be mortal. All the living beings under them are also suffering from the pain of birth and death. Then in 17th it is said that Yeh Loktrema Avishya Vibharti Avyah Ishwara hai. The one who enters the three worlds and sustains all, he is the imperishable God, Father of all.
भजन करो उस रब दा जो दाता है कुल सब का.
That Paramakshar Brahm, who is the root of the burl-like tree, the whole tree gets food from its roots. So whatever your rituals are, according to the scriptures, the fruits of all those actions are also received from that Supreme God. That God has made a law and given to Kal. He only follows that, and he also keeps misleading so that the souls remain trapped in his web. Now we must choose. We must select which God should we worship. Just as one is a worshipper of Brahma Ji, or worships Sri Vishnu Ji, or is engaged in the practice of Sri Shankar Ji. Now the worshipper of Brahma Ji will go to Brahma Ji's world, and after going there is a restaurant in every world. And inside that restaurant, which is called heaven, the creature goes into heaven and all his virtues are deposited over there. When his virtues end there, then at that time that creature is pushed from there, just like forcefully one is killed here. In the same way he is forcibly sent from there. And the worshipper of Vishnu Ji goes to Vishnu's world, and there is also a common restaurant in the world. of Vishnu Ji, whichever creature goes there, his virtues are deposited there, kept there. When those finish, one receives all facilities from his virtues. As soon as it ends, he dies from there. Forcibly he is sent from there. And the worshipper of Shankar goes to the world of Shiva. There is also a similar common restaurant, a hotel, heaven. The living beings there, after finishing their virtues, immediately come to earth, and this is a very short time in heaven. In the world of these gods, there is a common heaven, common people who keep on doing good deeds. They also get time in heaven. Indra is the king of that common heaven, and even there the creature enjoys his own deeds. For example, if someone stays in a hotel, he eats everything from his expenses. And when the money ends, then he walks from there with a sad face. Thus, heaven is the place to destroy one's virtues, and then after that there is a great heaven which is called Brahmalok. The worshipper of Ksharpurush go to great heaven in Brahmalok, the devout. Souls who used to say that we do not worship other gods, we only worship Brahma, chant Om Mantra, and they used to consider themselves best, that we are doing the right practice and there is no god above Brahm. Virtuous souls, they too have incomplete knowledge. They were also dependent on incomplete knowledge. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 8, verse number 13, this Kal Brahma, the knowledge giver of Gita, is speaking while entering in Sri Krishna. He is saying that Om iti ekaksharam Brahm vyaharan mam anusamran yeh prayati tyajam deham sayati paramam gatim. There is only one Om mantra of me, Brahm, Mam Brahm. This is only one Om word for me, Brahm, Omiti, nothing else. And the seeker who leaves his body while chanting it, Sayati Paramam Gatim. Whatever benefits one can get from Om Mantra, the attainment that is of the level of Om level. In Gita Ji, chapter number 8, verse number 16, it has been said that Om is the chant of Brahma, and by chanting Om of Brahma, one attains Brahmalok. In Gita Ji, chapter 8, verse number 16, it has been said that souls who have gone to Brahmalok are in recurrence. The creatures that have gone to great heaven in that big hotel also come back. They too have birth and death. In Srimad Devi Bhagavad, published from Gita Press, Gorakhpur, in the 7th part, on page 562 and 563, the goddess is preaching to King Himalaya and is giving information about Brahma. She is saying that leaving all worship, only worship one Brahma. His mantra is Om. Worship Brahma. His mantra is one Om. While chanting that Om mantra and targeting to attain Brahm, the seeker who practices attains Brahmalok, attains Brahma. He goes to Brahmalok. Where does Brahma reside? He lives in Brahmalok. Now the knowledge giver of Gita is Brahma. In Gita chapter number 18, verse number 62, in Gita Ji chapter 15, verse number 4, he is clarifying that Arjun, by all means you go in the refuge of that God. There is some other God than the knowledge giver of Gita. With His grace only, you will attain supreme peace and eternal supreme abode. And in verse number 4 of Gita Ji, chapter number 15, it is said that when a Tattvadarshi saint is found after that, one should search for that supreme position of God, going where seekers do not come back to this world, and the God who has created all the universes, do only His devotion, remain in His refuge and not of others. The giver of the knowledge of Gita is telling his state that, O Arjun, you and I have had many births, you do not know, I know. With this, it has been proved that the knowledge giver of Gita, who is Ksharpurush, who is also called Brahm, even his seekers are also trapped in web of birth and death, remain trapped in it. And as long as the souls are in the cycle of birth and death, he cannot be happy, cannot attain absolute peace. Therefore, it has been said in Gita Ji chapter 18, verse number 62, that Arjun, by all means you go to the shelter of that Supreme God. Only by His grace you will attain supreme peace and eternal supreme abode. And in Gita Ji chapter 15, verse number 4, it has been clarified that one should search for the supreme abode of that Supreme God, going where the seekers never come back to this world. So this is complete salvation. So those who do spiritual practice till Brahm and used to understand that they are making good achievements are also entangled in this cycle of birth and death. This is Brahmakal. They were trapped in the worship of Kal, although sages, great sages, also used to worship Brahma. It has been said in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 7, verse number 1 to 5, that, O Arjun, now I will tell you such knowledge. After knowing that knowledge, nothing else will remain to be known. Till Gita Ji chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it has been clarified that there are two natures. One is this Durga. She is the conscious nature, and the rest are these 5 elements, which are divided into 8 departments. Adding all these conscious, ego, are my inert nature. It has been said that I am the strength of the strong, intellect of wise, that is, whenever I want, I can give strength to whomsoever. I can give wisdom to anyone whenever I want, I can take his strength, and whenever I want, I could take the intelligence of that wise man. Virtuous Soul's Kal gave the power to Arjun when he had to get the war of Mahabharata done, because Sri Krishna Ji was refusing even earlier. He was denying that, do not fight, destruction will happen. You too can be killed, and Kauravas can also be killed. He used to explain to the Kauravas that war is not good, your clan will be destroyed. Do distribution calmly. But it did not happen. In the end, Lord Sri Krishna Ji even said that on one side will be my army, and on one side I will be there, and I will not even raise arms. With this, it is proved that Sri Krishna did not want war, did not want at all. When things didn't work out and preparations for war were made, Sri Krishna Ji, becoming Arjun's charioteer, took the chariot, and at the request of Arjun, Sri Krishna Ji took it between both the armies. Now Arjun saw that brothers are standing in front, nephews are standing, husbands of brothers, daughters are standing. So a sage feeling arose in his heart. Will we rule by killing them? Better than this would be we should eat after begging. That would be better. Such a havoc I will not do. Such a catastrophe, such an atrocity. Took this final decision and sat in the back part of the chariot. Now this Kal saw it, who wanted destruction, this Brahm, that the situation is changing. At that same time, he himself came and entered Sri Krishna Ji. He adopted all such tactics that prepared Arjun for war. First, he started explaining the knowledge that What had you brought? The soul is immortal. Why are you afraid? You have been born several times further, and we will die. Do not think we are born now and will not take birth again. The body is discarded. Creature takes another one, told 100 things. But Arjun raised his hands. Lord, I do not understand this matter. I will not fight. In the end, he showed his terrifying form, the real one, that said, I am Kal, I will eat. Now seeing whom, even a warrior like Arjun shivered. So can he be God, on seeing whom the heart bursts? He himself is saying that I am Kal in verse 32 of 11th chapter. I have come to destroy everyone. So a destroyer cannot be God, cannot be superior soul. Virtuous souls, Brahm spoke by entering Sri Krishna, and he got the war of Mahabharata done, got destruction done. When he had to get war done, then he gave Arjun power and got destruction done. He killed a lot and wrote that sin in Arjun's bad account. Then when the entire family of Sri Krishna Ji was destroyed, and even Sri Krishna Ji was also killed by hitting a poisonous arrow by a hunter who hit by mistake. Who was that hunter? That hunter was the soul of Bali who had come in Treta Yuga when Vishnu Ji had come in the form of Sri Ram. At that time, Vishnu Ji in the form of Sri Ram killed Bali, the brother of Sugriv, by deceiving, by hiding behind a tree. Then Bali had said that if you were a warrior, then you should have come in front. You have killed with such cowardice, you will have to suffer punishment and give me revenge. At that time, Kal gave intellect to Sri Ramchandra Ji and said that I will give revenge in Dwapar Yuga. The same Vishnu came in the form of Sri Krishna. The same soul of Bali became a hunter. The hunter made a poisonous arrow which had poison, and Sri Krishna was lying under a tree in a quiet place. He had a padam on the sole of his feet. That padam has a lot of brightness, like 100-watt bulb is lit during the daytime, and its twinkling light is visible amongst the cluster of trees. It looked like a deer is sitting and its eyes are shining, but it was the padam in the feet of Sri Krishna. The hunter didn't think twice and shot from inside the leaves and hit the poisonous arrow in the sole with which Krishna Ji was killed. After that, the 5 Pandavas reached there, who were relatives, and set the duty of Arjun. Sri Krishna Ji had said while dying that you take all the women from here. There is no man left here. People around will insult them. This is my request. Arjun took all the gopis, all the women, and started. He had the same bow with which he had won the war of Mahabharata. Arjun was surrounded by bheels on the way. They beat Arjun, robbed all the money, and even took some women along. Arjun is watching and shivering. That bow is not moving from his hand. Now after that entire episode happened and bheels had gone, Arjun says that this Sri Krishna was our enemy and not relative. He had always cheated us. When I was fighting in the battlefield, he gave me so much power that I could kill 20 with just one arrow, and today I am the same Arjun and the same arrow and bow. Today it is not even working. Here God Kabir Ji says, Kabir Parmeshwar Ji says, Mool lakhe nahi moorkha, ginte hain kyun daal. You are not recognizing its root. Who is its origin? Who is the root of these misdeeds? Lord Sri Krishna Ji was not a cheat. This is all Kal's plan. He says that I control the strength of the strong and intellect of wise. Whenever I want, I can give strength, and whenever I want, I can snatch. At the time when Sri Ramchandra Ji was in exile, Sita Ji was kidnapped, his wife. He was clinging the trees and other animals in the forest. He was crying, and I was asking, have you seen my Sita? Lord Shiva and Parvati were also looking from above. Lord Shiva greeted because he is his elder brother. Parvati saw, to whom are you bowing? Lord Shiva said that God Vishnu is below in the form of Ram. I'm greeting him. Parvati said that being God, he weeps. I do not believe that he can be Vishnu Ji. I will test him. Lord Shiva said that you do not take the test and do not acquire Sita form, you will not remain of my use. At that time Parvati Ji said that all right, I will not take the test. When Lord Shiva went out to wander from behind, she acquired Sita form and stood in front of Sri Ramchandra Ji. Now Ramchandra Ji recognized Parvati Ji at that time because Kal had turned on his intellect and turned it off previously. He did not know who took away his wife, and then he became an astrologer, became a foreteller. He immediately recognized that you are Parvati. Oh, the daughter of Daksh, how did you come here? Why did you leave Lord Shiva? She was embarrassed. She came and told Lord Shiva that he is really Vishnu Ji. You were rightly greeting. Then Shivji said that you did it. Took the exam. She laughed and lowered her face. Then from that day Lord Shiva said that you are no longer of my use, you have acquired the form of my mother. The wife of elder brother is like a mother, that you have acquired the form of my mother and I cannot accept you as my wife any longer. Virtuous souls, such is the web of Kal. Now that Parvati thought that he is stubborn, he did not speak. He stopped talking. She stayed with him for many days, but he was not talking with her. He turns his face and sits. Parvati thought that it has become hell and not a home. Then a daughter sees nothing but her maternal house, parents' house. She thought, let me go to my mother for some days, his mind will be normal. Now she came to King Daksha's house at her father's house. There a yajna was going on at King Daksha's house. A religious ritual was being done. And in religious rituals, it was a rule made by Brahmins and sages, whenever a king or someone performs any ritual, then all the daughters and relatives must be invited. King Daksha had invited all his sons-in-laws, but Shiva and Parvati means that she was not invited. His daughter. What was the reason? She, Girija, had married Lord Shiva on her own will. King Daksha was not in favor of this marriage. Even after much opposition, Girija had gone away after marrying Lord Shiva. After being unhappy with this, Parvati and Shiva were not invited. Parvati saw at home that all sisters had come and their husbands have also come. They have been given a proper seat all daily. Portions are also dedicated to them. As Pandits, you must have seen that these Pandits have many tantrums. Just as they get marriage done, get the rounds done by doing Swaha, Swaha twice, keep rupees 11, and then Swaha, Swaha made them keep 21 there, give 22 to them, give 5 in his hand, put tilak, etc. This is how they do. Similarly, they used to do this there. All the sons-in-laws that had come every day and whatever was their share, give them 500, 500. It was kept in front of them. So this was done. There was no seat of Lord Shiva anywhere, and the sisters of Parvati whose husbands had not come, their seat was put and their share was kept over there. Their place was fixed separately. Shivji didn't have that either. So Parvati went to her mother. The daughter's firmness is on her mother. She went and told her mother that, "Mother, you have called all my sisters and their husbands have also come, but you did not call your son-in-law and nor did you invite us." Then the mother said, "Daughter, I had told to your father, but he was insistent and the fault is yours as well. Daughter, you got married by disobeying your father's orders with which he got angry. Neither he agrees with me nor you agree with me. Do not mention it in front of me." Now Parvati felt very bad and went to her father and saluted her father. She said, "Father, why didn't you invite your son-in-law? You have invited all." King Daksha asked, "Who has called you? Why did you come? You should not have come here without invitation. You have done all this on your own will. I don't even want to see him. Such a lunatic who has snakes in his neck. Do I want to be insulted in the society? And you should also not come here. Get out from here. Go back." Now she became very sad because of this. Who? That Parvati. She saw that there is no place for me there with Shivji, and her father has also left me. There is no other option. She got angry and thought, "I will ruin your yagya." What they used to do in the fire vessel, these Brahmins does not mean a particular caste. Whoever is at the position of Guru is called Brahmin. Brahman soye jo Brahm pechane. So they had not recognized this Brahm, but the fake Brahmins were definitely becoming famous in the form of Guru. So what they used to do, they used to make a huge sacrificial vessel just to show, a very big one, 8 feet deep, 10 by 10 wide, and used to put wood in it and pour bowl full of clarified butter, and from the house of king, which wasn't from their home, and the swaha, that thick wood burns very strong. Parvati jumped into that fire sacrificial vessel and got completely burnt. Although she was immediately taken out, but only her skeleton remained, the entire skin and flesh burnt, and only bones remained. When Lord Shiva came to know about this, he started with his army to teach Daksh a lesson. Now Daksh came to know about it, that Lord Shiva has left with all his army, Ganas. Amongst the guests who had come, Brahma Ji and Vishnu Ji were also present. Now they came to know that Lord Shiva is coming along with the whole army. Lord Vishnu tried to go from there, and even Brahma Ji also started leaving. Brahma Ji left saying that who would want to die here? With folded hands, Daksh told Lord Vishnu that I have called you as my guardian. You were invited till my yagya completed. You have come to protect me. Why are you leaving? Vishnu Ji said that I am going, I will not be able to stay. Vishnu Ji stopped on repeated requests. On the other hand, Shivji prepared one of his army members, Gana, from his hair with the powers of the mantras and sent him, Bhairav, you go and fight with them. I'm coming. First you deal with them. Lord Vishnu Ji and he had a battle. Vishnu fled after being defeated in the war. Lord Shiva also came. Shivji cut off the head of King Daksh. It is a long story. He was apologized, then he got merciful and put a goat's neck on him, put a goat's face from above. Till soul's breath remains, these gods can give them such benefits. Then what did he see? He saw Parvati was burnt there. Ocean of love rose in Lord Shiva. Previously he was sleeping by turning his face, and then he lifted and embraced that burnt skeleton to his chest. And saying Parvati, 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 started roaming like crazy in the forest without even bathing. It is told that he wandered like that for 10,000 years and kept holding the skeleton to the chest, considering it to be Parvati. It is said that Lord Vishnu saw him, that he has become mad in love. It is said that with the Sudarshan Chakra, he cut the skeleton, means the body of Parvati. It is said that where the eyes fell, there Naina Devi, where the body fell, there Vaishno Devi, and where the tongue fell, the temple of Jwala Devi was established. Virtuous souls like the temple of Vaishno Devi, the temple of Jwala Ji, and the temple of Naina Devi, these temples are memories. These were memorables that the history which is in the Puranas, in the coming times, no one should call those a lie. That is why these small memorials were made and priests were placed over there. After collecting money from the people around, they were put on job that you tell the history to visitors who come here to see that this temple has been built like this. This much was work of that priest. Then times changed and people stopped giving him money, so he started taking offerings that you have come, so donate. Generation after generation, it became a custom of giving donation. In reality, they only are a reminder that such incident happened here. Like virtuous souls, let us move forward and complete this story. Now the ongoing point is that bhajan karo us Rab ka jo data hai kul sabka. Like we worship Sri Brahma Ji, Sri Vishnu Ji, Sri Shiv Ji, the position of these gods will be known by this knowledge. What happened then? When Lord Shiva saw that the skeleton is also not there now, then he got disillusioned. When he got disillusioned, then he thought, with what reason did this happen to me? He found the reason for this with his wisdom, that I got married and trusted my wife, and my wife betrayed me from behind. She went and talked to another man and acquired another form. She could have done anything, due to which he got upset and stopped talking to her. That I used to believe in you a lot, you were also unfaithful. Now whom should I trust? Lord Shiva concluded that I got married, then developed affection in my wife, and the wife turned out to be unfaithful. Now I should make such an effort so that this lust in me ends, due to which I felt the need of a marriage. Now the ongoing point is that
भजन करो उस रबदा जो दाता है कुल सबका.
Like we worship Sri Brahma Ji, Sri Vishnu Ji, Sri Shiv Ji, the position of these gods will be known by this knowledge. What happened then? When Lord Shiva saw that the skeleton is also not there now, then he got disillusioned. When he got disillusioned, then he thought, with what reason did this happen to me? He found the reason for this with his wisdom, that I got married and trusted my wife, and my wife betrayed me from behind. She went and talked to another man and acquired another form. She could have done anything, due to which he got upset and stopped talking to her. That I used to believe in you a lot, you were also unfaithful. Now whom should I trust? Lord Shiva concluded that I got married, then developed affection in my wife, and the wife turned out to be unfaithful. Now I should make such an effort so that this lust in me ends, due to which I felt the need of a marriage. To completely destroy the desire, it is told that Lord Shiva did severe penance for 88,000 years, and this Kal wants that no living being can live here without marriage. That is, no one should control their desires. In case this custom starts and they do not give birth to children, and if they will not give birth to children, then how will I eat? We are goats of Kal. That's why he makes every effort to ensure that no living being becomes desireless. Now, what did he do? He prepared a male form of Kamdev and sent it there by souls like there is all out. All out may be put anywhere in room and house. The mosquitoes start circling. They stagger and then start falling. It is uncontrollable for them. Similarly, there is a god, and Kal has embedded a special quality in him. He was made to sit around him because of that. 2. There was no change in Lord Shiva. He continued to do penance. Then Kamdev sent his wife. Her name is Rati. She is very beautiful. She started dancing in front of Lord Shiva. She did everything, but there was no effect on Lord Shiva. It is said Lord Shiva even opened his third eye and destroyed Kamdev, burned him to ash. These all are traps of Kal which were not understood even by Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Lord Shiva thought that now I have become desire-free. Neither there will be bamboo nor flute will play. I have done such arrangement. He moved from there, wanders, sits free, and stays comfortably. Kal thought that situation would get worse. Others will also sit like this and perform forced worship. This needs to be solved. Others might also get interested that we too should be desire-free, just like Lord Shiva. Because when all these sages and great sages start practice, then these 5 desires get accumulated in head and become even more intense than before. So everyone tried that first these demons be destroyed and then do devotion. This too was web of Kal without knowledge. This is how they waste time. Let us complete story of Lord Shiva, then we will talk about sages. What happened now? Kal Brahm thought that other people, these sages, will think Lord Shiva has achieved it. He has become desire-free. And we are left behind. They might also start meditation, so I should fix it before. After a few days, Kal inspired Shivji that I have heard when ocean was churned, poison came out. I had drunk that poison due to which I became unconscious. It is said, nectar or wine that came out, 2 urns came out. Demons had taken urn of nectar, and if demons would have drunk that nectar, they would have become immortal. That's why Lord Vishnu made a female form of Mohini and danced in between demons. It is said that Mohini form was very beautiful. God was looking very beautiful in Mohini form and demons were fascinated. She kept urn of nectar on her head and by dancing distracted the demons. That urn was given on the other side and put the urn of wine on head and gave it back. So at that time, it is said Lord Vishnu was looking very beautiful in Mohini form. Now it came to Lord Shankar's mind that let's go to Lord Vishnu. He was free, no Parvati was along, so let's go there and talk. I will see that form. Now I am in senses. I will ask about that form. How was that form? Show me.
आइए अब हम उन श्रद्धालुओं के अनुभव जानते हैं जो जगत गुरु तत्वदर्शी संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी से दीक्षा प्राप्त कर चुके हैं तथा उनके द्वारा बताए गए भक्ति मार्ग पर चल रहे हैं।
Hello sister,
सत साहिब,
what is your name?
ललिता जयवंदरवी,
Where have you come from?
पुणे महाराष्ट्र वगोली।
When did you came to the refugee of Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj?
7/8/2016।
Did you take initiation after Saint Rampal Ji after he went to jail?
Yes sir,
What spiritual practices were you doing before that?
I used to worship Lord Shiva only and nothing else.
How did you worship? Did you keep fast, etc.?
Yes, I used to observe fast and go to temples
Then why you took initiation from Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj?
because I was fighting from multiple diseases for the past 10 to 12 years.
What diseases did you have?
There was a gap at 3 places in my spinal cord and my tailbone was dislocated and I was also troubled by ghosts and spirits. I spent many years with these problems, performed exorcism, took medicines but nothing helped. I got too troubled by all this. We spent at least 8 to 10 lakh rupees on all this. Then the situation got so bad that I was not able to get up from the bed. Friends and relatives started to come to see me, worried that I suffered from so many diseases at such a young age. Different tests and MRI were done to trace the disease, but all the report came out normal, but the disease did not get cured. I was not able to eat anything. I would only drink tea or eat dal and rice sometimes, nothing else.
How did you came to the shelter of Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj?
My elder son had joined Saint Rampal Ji since 2009. When I was extremely sick, he came to me and asked if I could come with him to Saint Rampal Ji's spiritual discourse. I told him I am going to die any day, so take me to the discourse. So I came to hear the discourse, but my pain was so intense that I was not able to sit. Unable to bear the pain, I prayed to God, if you are here, then please heal me here and now. And I experienced such mercy of God and Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj Remini that when the afternoon prayer was ongoing, I felt like something pulled all the disease out of my body and I fainted for a minute or two. I looked so sick that even my son thought he should not have brought me here. He thought that my health is deteriorating further, but God, Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj, cured my disease just like that. After that, in 2016, on 7/8/2016, it was the last day that I took any medicine. Neither I was injected with saline ever again.
What other benefits did you get after taking initiation from Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj?
All these, the ghosts do not haunt our home anymore. And I have a little grandson. Ghost would trouble him daily too. We used to take him to the priest regularly and we had to feed him the food for ghosts. After taking initiation, he has never been troubled by ghosts. Neither have I ever been troubled. Before taking initiation, ghost would trouble me so much that I would scream and everyone would wake up and come to see me. If they asked me something, I used to slap them, but I did not remember anything about that. They would tell me later that I slapped them. I would tell them, why would I slap you if I'm sick? Those ghosts used to haunt me so much after taking initiation. None of these ghosts or spirits have troubled me. I have no disease now and I'm living a normal life.
Any other benefits?
God Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj gave us many benefits every day. In the past, I was not even able to go to the toilet on my own. But today I can do all the work by myself.
As you told us you had gap in your spinal disc, how many doctors or hospitals you visited for its treatment?
I have visited many doctors. At first, I visited our village doctor. Then I went to the Lifeline Hospital. Then I went to Siddhivinayak Hospital and CT Hospital too. But no one was able to help. Doctor said this problem cannot be cured. Neither surgery nor medication can cure it. I request to the doctor for guidance. If there is a disease, then there should be a treatment for it too. But the doctor said they cannot cure it with an operation and I will need to keep taking medicines. I said okay, but I thought to myself, people say there is God. If there is God, then I must find Him and get rid of my disease and restore peace in my home.
What message would you like to give to the devotees?
I am not worthy of giving any message. All I can say is that all my relatives knew that it was the last few days of my life. I was going to die any day. So I would request everyone to listen to the Saint Rampal Ji spiritual discourse on Sadhana channel from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. IST. Listen to the discourse, understand the spiritual knowledge and take initiation from Saint Rampal Ji Maharaj.
What message would you like to convey to people in your local Marathi language?
In Marathi language, I would say that
जो काही प्रॉब्लेम मला होता आणि ज्या आजारातून मी मुक्त झाले, मला भूतबाधा प्रेतबाधा होती, त्याच्यातून मी हे सत्संग ऐकून मी समजून घेतलं आणि नामोपदेश घेतला. नामोपदेश घेतल्याच्या नंतरून त्याच क्षणी परमात्माने संत रामपालजी महाराज यांनी माझा आजार मुळापासून काढून टाकला.
Thank you so much.
Sat Sahib.
You were listening to the auspicious discourses of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. For more details, visit our website www.jagadgururampalji.org. With the blessings of Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, there are more than 500 Nam Diksha centers all over the world where free online initiation is being given. To know about your nearest Nam Diksha center, please contact 8222 880541.